Good.
All right.
Welcome to Pop Culture Roulette for all your pop culture needs. We're America's podcast.
Oh, yeah.
All right, I'm Nicholas. We are here live in studio with Jeremy
Hi, what's going on, guys?
and Justin.
Hello. I made it.
I listened back to the last episode just out of curiosity,
Yeah.
and I don't think we gave you a hard enough time about being a sticker collector, but
I think you did. It's just the poop stickers. It's not all stickers. It's just the shitty ones.
Just the shitty ones.
Yeah, I listened back to that too, and I was like, all right.
Well, I mean, I can't really say much because I collect a lot of odd things too.
yeah,
So,
I mean, I do have an obscene amount of pop figs. So.
It's those little things in life, though.
Speaking
So-
of which, have you guys seen the exclusive Spirit Pop Fig this year? They did a Hocus Pocus Pop.
Interesting.
Yeah. And it's exclusive to Spirit Halloween.
Oh,
I know they've already opened one by us, a Spirit of Halloween.
They did.
So we might have to go there.
That little kid movie, Hocus Pocus.
Oh, wow. Little kid movie. I mean, technically, yes, but it's appealing to all ages.
Yeah.
That's the one with Bette Midler.
Yes.
Yeah.
You've seen it, right?
I have seen it.
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna say no, and then we're just gonna end the episode there.
No, I watched it for
Flip
the first.
table.
I watched it for the first time a couple years ago. I'm assuming that we should probably move on from there.
Wow.
Yeah, I think so.
In the interest of keeping this podcast going. So
Wow.
I do have some Halloween related notes.
Ooh, okay, I like that.
We talked a couple months ago about Tim Burton doing the Addams Family.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There's been some casting. Catherine Zeta-Jones as Morticia.
Okay.
All right.
All right. And Luis Guzman as Gomez.
Awesome.
Okay.
Which I have to say I'm in, because I mean Luis Guzman is hilarious.
He is funny.
I really enjoy him,
Yeah.
but good for him.
Mhm.
like
Now,
I'm sure he is not mad about that casting.
no, definitely not.
Wow.
Not who I would have pictured, but I mean, I can see it working.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see it working as well.
Are they still? Who are they saying for Wednesday?
I don't remember the name. I think it was a relative nobody, because the show is gonna be more about her.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Like I think it's supposed to. I don't know. I mean, it almost sounds like it's gonna be like a CW show, but on Netflix. So
okay.
I don't know. I don't even remember reading who they cast for Pugsley.
Okay.
So, but it's Wednesday and Pugsley are supposed to be a little older, like late high school, early college, and so.
So it's not Christina Ricci.
No, I assume that she'll probably be in the show, or they'll reach out to her some, because I know a lot of people were pushing for her to be Morticia.
Oh yeah, that's
But-
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think. I don't know.
Yeah. Right on.
I'll check it out. Do we have any release dates or anything? for that
No,
yet? Nothing?
no, nothing yet. So I imagine since we're still in the casting, it's probably next year before we actually see it.
All right.
I wonder, are they going to get some hip recording artists to do the theme?
Oh man, I hope they get some sort of, I don't know, get like Little Dicky to redo the Addams Family Values.
I would enjoy that.
Just have Rob Zombie do it.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't he the one doing? Oh, it's Tim Burton's doing it.
Tim Burton.
So it's going to be Danny Elfman.
Yeah, Rob.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it'll be
exactly.
Danny Elfman.
Yeah,
And Rob Zombie is working on his version of the Monsters,
yeah.
which it'll be interesting to see. I hope he keeps it sitcom, because I'd love to see Rob Zombie do a sitcom. I think that could be interesting.
Yeah. Definitely.
There's also some dissension among the ranks of the Powerpuff Girls. I know this is the ongoing saga that I'm keeping alive on this podcast.
You and you only.
Yeah. One of these days we will do some dramatic reading of the script.
Yes.
Oh man! All right.
But Chloe Bennett, who was supposed to be Blossom,
The red one.
yeah, I think so. She was Quake on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.,
Okay.
has left Powerpuff Girls.
Oh no.
I imagine, quite honestly, the show is going to die. I don't think they're ever going to get around to refilming the pilot. I think, they scuttled the pilot altogether.
Yeah.
Before they restarted filming it, Chloe Bennett was like, "I'm out." Like, they didn't fire her. She just said, "I quit. I'm done." So I just imagine it sounds like there's some dissension and some real problems, and from because the Netflix, or not the CW people, who have very low standards to begin with, were like, this is not good. I mean, they had episodes of Batwoman this season where the ratings, and I didn't watch the second season of Batwoman because I'm just done with the Berlanti-verse in general, but they had some ratings where the ratings were literally like 0.
Wow.
Or like, so NCW is like, well, we'll give it a third season. We'll see how this.
It's got to come back around.
We'll see how this plays
It's
out.
like a roller coaster. We can only go up from here.
We'll see how this pans out. It'll get better.
Can't get worse than 0.
That's true.
Like,
it's all uphill from here. They got to be optimistic.
People just start sending letters to the CW actively talking about how we're not watching Batwoman.
Yeah,
Like,
stop.
We're so not watching Batwoman. We've literally turned our TVs off and walked outside to make sure that we don't accidentally see Batwoman.
We went and unplugged the TV. We're done.
And then, did you guys hear about the Quentin Tarantino thing?
I don't think so.
Okay.
What thing?
So apparently, Quentin Tarantino is refusing to financially support his mother because when he was 12, his mother sided with the teachers saying that against his writing career. So like he spent more time in school like writing. And like they were like, you need to spend more time on book work.
Yeah.
And
get your head out of the clouds and focus on those books.
Right. Your that writing career will never lead you anywhere. Which, I mean, well, a couple Oscars later says differently. But I guess he made a solemn promise to himself at 12 that when he was rich and famous from all of the writing, that he was never going to give his mother anything.
Wow.
And he's apparently kept to that. Although apparently it did come out later that it's not entirely true. He did, like, I guess she got into some tax trouble, and he took care of that bill.
That's good.
But, and I do
think...
it's
like, do I pay for this, or I just let her go to jail?
Right. And
you gotta draw the line somewhere.
But, like, I guess when it comes to, like, like most celebrities, like, when that football player gets drafted, he goes and buys his mom a car or a house.
Yeah.
Or that's what a lot of the.
Well, they say they're going to.
A lot of the athletes do that, or the musicians. They finally hit it, and they're like, I got to give money back to my parents, so they take mom and dad live in the guest house out back, or Apparently, Quentin Tarantino's like, nah, bitch, you stay and get a job. You take care of yourself.
Wow.
How old is his mom by this point?
Well,
like, you have to think, like...
I don't think I don't know how old Quentin Tarantino is, but I don't think he's that much older than I am. I mean, I think maybe...
I'm going to say, like, 55.
Yeah. But, I mean, so...
Which would make his mom, like...
70?
70-something?
Yeah, 70-something?
Tarantino was 58.
Okay, he's older than I thought.
So she better have saved her pennies throughout her life.
Right, and I do think that, like, I do wonder if, like, you know, at the end of the day, if mom really needs to be taken care of, if he isn't going to step up and do the right thing.
I mean, you would hope so.
I understand holding a grudge to a point.
Yeah.
His mom is 74.
Okay. I mean, it's getting close to treading on douche of the week territory here.
So that's all the pop culture news I got. I mean, you'd think after not recording for 2 weeks that we'd have more, but
yeah, I mean, we should have like a build up ready to just explode out onto the audience.
This summer has just, I think because of last year, there just has not been a lot of pop culture news happening.
Yeah,
because there's so much backlog of everything that didn't get released last year. They're finally releasing that they haven't really started making new stuff.
Yeah.
Or, you know, everybody's just getting around to talking about, you know, we're finally done talking about Tiger King from last year.
Are we though?
Yeah, apparently some people are not, because I was pretty late on that one.
So,
but, yeah.
That's all I got. You guys got any pop culture news?
Not really.
I watched, well, we talked earlier about this, but the end of season 2 of Dave was excellent.
Yes.
Took a little while to get there, but I really enjoyed the last few episodes. I thought they were really strong. Have you seen any of it?
I'm still on season 1.
Okay.
The early half of season 2 is a little rough.
Yeah.
I do wonder if there's one episode in particular when Justin gets to it, if he's not going to have some. We're gonna get some angry text about why did you make me watch this?
Yeah, I'm halfway, I think, through season 1. I just kind of stopped for some reason.
Okay.
Well, I guess they're airing it on CW, and then the next day it's going on up at HBO Max. But Wellington Paranormal, I do. It's the same people who do What We Do in the Shadows.
Okay.
It's a spinoff.
Yeah.
Because they've had some crossover. That show's great.
Okay, sweet.
And What We Do in the Shadows season 3 is coming up in a couple weeks here. So I really, really recommend that show.
Well, I'll add it to my list, but just like everything else, well, I can't be so sure I'm going to get to it that quickly.
Does that show get better? Like, I watched the first episode and a half, and I was like, I'm not sure I want to continue this.
I mean, if you're not into that style, then probably not.
I don't know what it was. I was like, yeah.
But I mean, the part of the charm is, like, it's 3 vampires in Manhattan who are clearly not smart. It's just, I guess part of it's an awkward, like, documentary. Like, there's a real sense to it. I enjoy it. I think it's hilarious. It makes me laugh. The three people they have for those vampires, just have me cracking up. The one guy who plays Laszlo, is an English actor who I've seen in a few things. It has made me laugh pretty hard. But Wellington Paranormal is, like, it's a spinoff of the movie, which takes place in New Zealand, where the FX version takes place in Manhattan. They're in the same universe because there's an episode in season 1 where the vampires from the movie show up and talk to the vampires from the show. There's a whole vampire council that if nothing else, you should try to get to that episode.
Isn't
of season
that the one with Wesley Snipes?
Yes,
I've seen clips of that one.
Yeah, that's great. Like, they have Wesley Snipes and Tilda Swinton, and, like, they pull out all these, like, famous Ron Perlman, like, all these, like, all-time famous zombies. Not zombies. Wow. I'm looking at zombies on the wall. Vampires, and have them on, like, a vampire council. It's like, you almost have to watch the scene a couple times because you're like, oh, that's so and so. Oh, that's so and so. Oh, that's so and so.
Nice.
Mark Hamill shows up in season 2. It's funny. I mean, it's that awkward, like, Office style funny.
I enjoyed The Office, but I just, for some reason, the first couple episode and a half, avoided In the Shadows. I was just like, eh.
Well, it's like the first season.
I think it's because one of the people at work talks about it nonstop. So after like hearing him just hype it and build it, and then when I watched it, I was like, I don't get it.
Well, here's what you do: you punch that guy in the face and say, "Stop talking about it."
Shut up.
And then you go home and watch it.
Yeah, it's a good plan. Well, the only other thing I can think of is the cast photo from Clerks 3 that we got that recreates the cast photo from 2 that was released as a promotional item. And same position, a lot older.
Some of them look rough.
Yeah.
One of them still holds up very well.
Rosario she's still got it.
I want to know what kind of deal she made with the devil because I want it.
Same deal that Paul Rudd made with the devil, apparently.
Yeah. Wow. But definitely, built on the hype that was already there, and I'm excited. I mean, I was a little apprehensive at first, but now I'm like, I read that actual article with the Variety, and he revealed a little plot detail on what the main outline's going to be. I'm into it. I like that idea.
Now, this isn't going to be one that he does like the whole road show and like it's actually going to be released in the theaters, right?
It better. I mean, I hope so. I mean, it got a real distributor, didn't it?
Right, I think so.
Yeah.
I think Lionsgate or somebody like that, so.
Yeah. So, hopefully not. Yeah, those road shows are...
And hopefully it'll make enough money that, like, Mallrats or Passion of the Mallrats or Mallbrats or whatever version he's called it will actually get made.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you remember when he was like announcing all the cast for that, and like they were holding up like the 2 on Instagram, like he got everyone to come back, and it was all big, like this big thing, and then it just
just completely fell apart.
Yeah, that happens a lot with his projects.
People get busy.
Moose Jaws. Other things. That one movie that became an NFT, which I don't think I'll ever see in my entire life because I don't know how to get it.
I still don't really know what an NFT is.
Yeah.
I mean, I know we did a whole episode trying...
Yeah, we won't go into that again.
Trying to describe it to each other, and none of us actually know what it is, so... I know that Marvel's like, we're selling all these NFTs now, and I'm like, I don't know what they are. I'm not spending money on... I'm not spending $40 on something virtual.
Yeah. Did you watch any What If?
Yeah, I watched both of the What Ifs.
How's that so far?
They're interesting. I mean, they're just... I mean, they're pretty similar to the What If, comics. Like, the first one is, the first one's enjoyable. The second one is kind of crazy because it's like, what if somehow the crew from the Milano accidentally picked up T'Challa instead of Peter Quill, and like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it doesn't really spoil anything because it's what if, so it's not like it's gonna like, so like, basically like, T'Challa somehow like basically saves the entire universe from ever having to deal with Thanos or stuff like that. Because like he's way better at being Star-Lord than Peter Quill ever was, like to the point where like Thanos is part of his crew, like not just trying to take over the universe and destroying.
But he just joins them.
Yeah, he just joins them.
That's funny.
So it's very interesting, I mean, it's kind of funny, but knowing that like, it's a one-off, so like, you're only gonna get the 30 minutes of it.
Okay, so it's a different one each time.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So the first one was Captain Carter. So like, what happens if something happens and Peggy Carter gets the super soldier serum instead of Steve Rogers. Yeah. Wow.
I was gonna say how long it took him to get there.
We had a lot of production things today.
Yeah. But
there's excuses.
That one was interesting. I mean, I know a lot of people loved it because they're all like, "Oh, woman power," but I didn't know. That one was. I mean, it was cool. I mean, it was fun seeing it, but at the same time, it's kind of like,
Yeah.
Like it was just kind of more of the same.
That was something they needed to make to promote the What If series.
Well, I mean, it really wasn't that different than like what happened when Steve Rogers took over.
Okay.
Where, I mean, there were obviously some bigger changes, but
Right.
where like T'Challa instead of Peter Quill really changed like the overall like dynamic of the entire universe.
Right.
And that was more interesting because you're like trying to pick up on like, ooh, like what's going on here? What's going on? On there. But
yeah.
Now with those, do they show what happened to the other people? Like, do they show just what happened with Steve Rogers, or do they not mention him at all?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
If he didn't get the soldier serum,
yeah, that one definitely. Steve Rogers is still very much a part of the story.
He's selling colored TVs over at Radio Shack.
Check out these new color TVs, yeah? Don't be a chucklehead.
We got this new biggest TV we got, 15 inches.
So, yeah, no, so far, and I mean, every episode's going to be different. I mean, I can't say every episode's going to be different. They might have some that tie in to each other more.
Sure.
But, I mean, it's definitely, it kind of starts like a Twilight Zone or an Outer Limits, where you have Jeffrey Wright doing the voice of the Watcher, of Uatu, and he's like, you know, these are the stories of, and the question of what if, and
well, they should have casted you.
yeah, one day.
One day.
One day.
Right. One day people will talk about me the same way they talk about Jeffrey Wright.
Goddamn right. We can only hope so.
So I guess that moves us on to America's favorite segment.
Ooh, yeah. About that. I got a bit of a confession to make.
Oh, I don't even get to go into the title? That's fine.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Stepping all over it. It's not good.
I've got such a... Oh, well, go ahead. Why don't you just...
All right, now it's time for America's podcast. Recaps America's Got Talent.
We'll just cut out the part where I cut you off.
That wasn't as satisfying.
Do it again.
No, I'm good.
All right, so we've got 2 weeks of live to cover.
Yeah.
So we'll just fill you in on what happened.
Yeah, you guys are gonna really have to explain it with a lot of colorful detail, like as if I was just watching it right now.
So imagine, picture, TV screen. I'm sitting on my couch.
Wow.
So the first live episode...
Trying to find the remote because I don't know where it went again.
The first live episode starts with the canine stars.
Okay.
That's the one where they have the hands for the dogs and they're pretending like they're the judges.
Yeah, like they used to do on, was that Sesame Street?
Yeah.
I was not impressed. I thought the bumpers they had done for it were really stupid. Like I felt like that act, and this is going to be a recurring theme, and we'll get to when we're done with both episodes. I'll get to why I think it happened, but I really think that that act fell apart. It did not handle.
What was the skit? Did they do like last time? It was the judges themselves.
They did the judges again.
Okay.
Was this the one they were playing poker?
No, this is where they were flying first class in the private jet.
Yeah.
And because they had the scenes that they filmed before, and then they came out and they did like the dancing and the moving, the showing the dogs doing the twisting and turn, which even that wasn't as good as they did the first time. And then they did, maybe they were playing poker.
I thought they were playing poker.
Yeah. But I mean, I just remember
he had like a straight flush or something, royal flush.
Because I wrote like the bumper, because they got the bumpers on either side of it that had kind of been filmed before, were just kind of lame. Like it just kind of, like it was like high school talent show stuff, not America's Got Talent.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
I wrote Sophia, and I know why I wrote that. Because I didn't want to leave myself too many incriminating notes. But, good Lord. She was on fire on that first live show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, then it was Peter Rosalita.
Okay.
Yeah, he's that 10-year-old singer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I wrote, first, seriously, this kid. Second, no kid acts. Third, the song he chose was way beyond his ability. He chose, was a Whitney Houston song, right? Yeah. They chose it because the chorus he could really belt out and really, but the actual song, like the lyrics, man, he was falling all over himself. Like I
gotta stop hitting this thing.
The one thing I did notice too when they were doing their little critiques of him, that Simon told him to sing younger.
Sing younger.
Yeah, because he's like, don't let your mom pick your songs. Sing something more your generation.
Yeah.
So when he said that, I was like, is that like a sabotage on this kid?
We'll find out.
Because if he sings something more poppy, I don't think he's gonna have it.
Well, I get where he's coming from, though.
Yeah, the kid's singing songs that are older than he is.
Well,
that's older than most of us are.
But
of 2/3 of us.
But I mean, you also have a 10-year-old kid singing, a Whitney Houston song, so it's pretty adult. Not that there's any song that a 10-year-old could really go out there and sing, but I mean, and they chose it. Like I said, they chose it because you got to the chorus and he could really, belt the chorus, but it was super sketch in between. Beyond Belief was the next one.
Beyond Belief Dance Company. That's the girls.
Yeah.
With the drag queen. My notes are just no, still no.
I wrote pure garbage, but a pedophile's dream.
Yeah. Pedophile's dream.
Yeah, just no. Just no.
They have to know at this point that, like, there are people at home getting their rocks off to this, and it's unacceptable. We've been beating the drum year after year, and they don't hear us. Beat the drum like the pedophile is beating something else.
Madeline Bailey was the first act that happened of that night that I would have put through immediately. Like if there was a golden
I liked
buzzer.
her first performance better than this one.
I can see that.
She sang Titanium.
Okay.
I did.
Yeah.
I did. I did agree somewhat with the judges.
Yeah, I think it was Howie even said that.
But
that her original comedy stuff is better than her just covering a song.
But I did think she was still really good. Like, it was still really good. I mean, it was kind of a different. It wasn't so like, like that one act, however many years ago, that was like the Russian balance beam act that got to the lives, and all of a sudden we're like, we're gonna sing. No, just
don't change it up.
Don't no. Like, then you got Kabir Singh.
Yeah, the stand-up comedian.
Yeah, I wrote that it was a big step back from the audition.
Yeah, his first one was a lot better than this one.
Dustin Tavella.
Still good.
Yep, still really good.
Still good.
What did he do?
Magician.
Oh.
He's the one that had the kid, or the adopted son.
Okay, yeah.
Now he's got 2 adopted ones because they adopted that one's brother.
Mm.
But yeah, he's a really good storyteller too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just really good. One Accord.
They sang Everybody Hurts.
I think I'm alone on this one, at least in my house. I like REM. I really like that song happens to be one of my more favorite REM songs. I wrote no thank you. I did not care for that rendition of that song. I didn't like it. I just didn't.
Yeah, I don't really care for it either. I don't know a lot of the choir stuff. I'm just like, is this really something you'd go pay to see?
Right.
I'm not going to be entertained listening to this.
Yeah.
Gina Brion.
I don't know.
Brillin.
Brillin.
She still likes them 1978 Midwestern version of Midwestern Boys. So, hey. I thought she was really funny. She might have been probably the best act of the night.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. At least top 2, top 3.
Yeah. Gangsta Grass.
I enjoyed them. Like, I do enjoy that. I think it's a good concept, like Howie says. But, yeah, it wasn't that good of a performance.
No.
It's a good concept. They're going to be in the area soon.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw they were going to be playing it with the Paps or something like that.
I was like, well, they didn't make it. Spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers. We'll get there.
They've got quite the discography. They've been around a while, apparently.
Right. Yeah, they've been around a lot longer than I thought. When we talked about like Josh Blue and the Sklar brothers, and apparently Gangsta Grass is not that far off.
Yeah.
We just somehow didn't know about them.
Yeah. Could you imagine us not being on the cutting edge of what's popular? Yeah.
That doesn't sound right.
Yeah, I don't get that.
Anywho.
Then I wrote Sethward.
Sethward.
Oh, no.
I just wrote, what the fuck?
What animal was he this time?
WTF.
Actually, that's actually what I wrote, WTF.
That's exactly what I wrote. He is a peacock.
Aww.
And then he did his performance, and they had like sparklers and pyros going off, and then he starts screaming that he's on fire. So they came out with fire extinguishers and a screen, and then he became a phoenix. Yes.
It was terrible. It was so bad. I don't
It's
get
like
it.
almost cringy bad. Like you don't even want to watch.
That's too bad. It didn't work on the other talent shows he was on.
No,
I don't know why they let him.
It wasn't one of those like, it's so bad it's funny, like Sharknado or Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Like, it's just bad.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
And I really don't get it. I play around on the AGT subreddit, and there are people who are like, this guy should win it all. Oh my god, he's the fun. And I don't know. I assume that most of them are just being contradictory assholes because that's what Reddit is. But I feel like there's enough of them who were legitimately like, this man is the funniest person that's ever walked the face of the earth, and I don't get it. Like,
maybe Sethward's making a bunch of fake accounts.
He is.
People are partaking in some activities prior to watching it.
He is the
that
most.
Probably helps.
And he's probably hilarious.
He is the most active person from AGT on the subreddit. So
is he really?
Yeah, he actually responds to a lot of people.
Thank you.
Oh, get him on the podcast.
I don't know.
Not if he listens to what we say. Well, maybe he would.
He has to talk normal though.
Yeah.
He can't do the. He can't.
Cock.
Yeah.
Can't rely on his animal voices.
Yeah.
Matt Johnson.
I think I've just had enough.
He was the escape artist, if you remember.
Okay.
I think I've had enough of escape artists because I was honestly kind of bored and a little put off by the
Yeah, you made a lot of unnecessary sounds. I just put the dude's nuts.
I mean, that is true. He is. I don't remember what the exact escape.
He was, I think it was like Devil's Door. So he was padlocked to a door by his legs, waist, and neck.
Okay.
And he had
Been there before.
and he had a chainsaw coming down towards his face, cutting through boards as it was coming at him. So he's getting like sawdust on his face as he's. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I'm watching it, going, this is objectively crazy.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, I think I've seen the escape acts so much that I was just kind of like, eh.
Mm-hmm. That would be a tough one for like a complete show, like an hour's performance. Like, what else do you do then after that's over?
That would probably be like the finale. A bunch of small little things.
Yeah.
You'd probably have to have.
It'd probably have to be a group. You'd probably have to have him and a couple other guys.
It'd be like a magic act, like a group of couple magicians come out and do some couple tricks, and one of the tricks maybe
we'll go see a
comedian
group of
or
magicians.
something. But
yeah.
And then Jimmy Herod,
the singer, the one he got the golden buzzer for singing
Over the Rainbow.
Yeah. That was it. I think.
From a pure technique standpoint, he's very good. He's just not my style.
He likes singing movie stuff. I noticed that.
Yeah.
He said, "Come with me" from Willy Wonka in this episode.
Okay.
I was like, all right, that dude likes his movies.
Jess really liked that one, but
that was it for episode 9. Do we want to go through who went home on that one?
Yep. So we go. All right. So this is how I wrote it. I know you wrote it a little differently.
We can always have Jeremy over here guess if they went through.
Okay. Well, because that's how I.
We like games.
Games are fun.
So I wrote. You've got for the Duncan save.
Mm-hmm.
You've got Beyond Belief, Kabir Singh, and Madeline Bailey.
Okay.
So you know that 2 of those are getting through.
Okay.
So we'll come back to that because that's always the end.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So the first pairing is One Accord versus Gangster Grass. Let's see if you were paying attention.
Gangster Grass.
Ooh, he was not paying attention because
Oh yeah, because
said,
he's going to they're going to the past.
The past.
But I just like them so much better than One Accord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Yeah, I should have known that.
One Accord.
Okay. All right.
They brought Brandon Leak, the guy who won last year.
Yeah.
Had he done that last year, he would have gotten his ass sent home. It was so bad.
Was that the spoken poetry thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. I wandered off for that.
That was so bad. Like last year, he did the spoken word, and everything he did was like, oh wow, like he deserved to win last year. He brought out a group of like high schoolers or
a very diverse group.
Okay.
And they, like, 1 or 2 of them, just the way they looked, made me want to slap them.
Wow.
The one girl, I'm like, I feel like if I was in a room and like she started talking, all I'd want to do is slap her, because like she's just so annoying. Like she looked like she was just one of those like overly self-righteous, like everything, like if like you say even the slightest remote thing that you could find taken wrong,
mm-hmm.
she's gonna find that way to take it wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that and just
now I'm a fan of this podcast.
Yeah.
Oh no, she would not like us. Nope. But yeah, no, because Jess was looking forward to hearing Brandon Leak again, and then we were both like, if he had done this last year,
yeah,
he had lost.
Wow.
It was bad.
Wow.
All right, so then they bring out 3 people.
Okay.
So we got 3 of them.
Okay.
Standing on stage.
They're trying to speed up the process here a little bit.
What 3?
We've got the Canine All-Stars.
Okay.
Gina Brion.
Okay.
And Seth Word.
All right, I'm going to guess Gina Brion.
Oh, you are right. The right choice was made.
Yes. Which was true. Between those 3 acts, that was the right choice.
Yeah. So then we have Peter Rosalita versus Jimmy Herod.
Remind me.
Peter's the little 10-year-old boy.
Okay.
And Jimmy's the one who likes movies.
Oh.
Somewhere with a Rainbow.
Okay.
Come with me.
Let's go. I'm going to say, let's say Jimmy.
That was actually a trick question.
Oh, it's both of
It's
them.
both.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, the little kid got sent through, and I was kind of like, I wrote both. What the fuck? The kid went through.
You better get his shit together for next time.
I never wrote down who faced who. I just wrote down if they went through or not.
No, see, I did. Dustin DeVella, the really awesome magician, versus Matt Johnson, the escape
The
artist.
suicidal escape artist.
Let's go with the magician.
Yep.
Okay.
The magician.
Darcy Lynn comes out and does just more of whatever she does.
Singing puppets.
Apparently, that's all she. That's what she won with. That's what she, All right, so now we're back to the Duncan save. So they've brought the 3 acts back out, which, as a reminder, Beyond Belief, the dancing group with the drag queen,
Yep.
Kabir Singh,
Yep.
the comedian,
Yep.
and Madeline Bailey,
Yep.
the Wisconsin girl.
Yep.
Former Wisconsin. She's not from around here no more.
Oh,
You look at her. She's not from around here no more.
She's gone Hollywood. Sell out.
now
One
who gets the Duncan save?
One of them got voted through by the fans.
Okay. Well, how about I just tell you who I think got eliminated then? Or one of them, only one gets saved.
Only one got saved by the fans.
But one of them gets saved by the judges.
This is that part where one gets the Duncan save.
Okay.
And then the next two stand in front of the judges.
So I'm going to say the singer got saved by the fans. No.
Kabir Singh.
Okay.
Which, honestly, I wasn't mad about.
Yeah.
Okay. I felt like, Yeah.
Well, so what?
I was very annoyed, though, with the judges.
So now...
The judges take
Remember how we had the problem with the Girl Scout cookies with 4 judges?
Yeah.
Okay.
They face a similar dilemma.
They have a very similar dilemma with the 4 judges. So you now have the pedophile dream of Beyond Belief
pedophile
versus
dream dance crew.
Madeline Bailey.
Yeah.
What did the judges do?
I mean, I'm going to guess because of the build-up here, you're going to say that it was the pedophile dream.
Two of them, it was Heidi and Sophia voted for the dance crew.
Okay.
Howie went for Madeline.
Okay.
And then Simon went for Madeline just to leave it up to the fans. Just leave it to America's vote.
So they took the
cop out.
He took the cheap route. So that the judges didn't have to vote. It became
who got the most votes yesterday.
Who got the most votes.
That's convenient. And
so
who was it?
Madeline Bailey.
Okay, good. So
I was like, why are they putting this dance group through?
No.
Why?
Why would you do that? Because they don't have a sense of humor.
I don't remember if it was it Heidi or Sophia that's was talking to Madeline, and like, oh, you got enough talent already, you can make it without us, so I'm going to vote for the other group.
Right.
And it's
like, ridiculous.
No, that's not what they're here for.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
You'll be fine.
Was that Heidi?
I think it was Heidi. But yeah, I mean, and it was very clear that because they were little girls, Heidi and Sophia voted for them.
Little girls that are being judged by a drag queen.
Right.
Yeah, vote for them.
They voted for them because of that. Where Madeline Bailey being mid-20s, I don't know how old she is.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she's not young, but she's not old.
Yeah.
So.
Did she sing another... I don't want to say novelty song, but
no, she
the first one was kind of novelty, wasn't it?
Right,
she did Titanium.
Yeah, she.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you said
that.
That
was the first one she said she ever performed and put up that she was getting a lot of those comments for.
Okay.
So she wanted to redeem herself.
Gotcha.
I mean, I guess it never dawned on. I mean, it should have dawned on me when she had a song full of enough negative comments to make a song that she must have a pretty robust YouTube career.
Sure. Yeah.
I maybe not enough to have made the transfer over to the regular radio or touring, but she must be doing well enough that she's hit some standard on YouTube that got America's Got Talent to notice her. So I do wonder with the semifinals if, because of the comments from the judges, if she's going to go back and do one of her originals.
Which she should. I think she should.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean,
I always like seeing people do originals over covers.
Mm-hmm.
I do too, but at the same time, you have to be careful with taking too much of the judges' notes, because you could end up sabotaging yourself and going too far the other way.
Yeah. They could sabotage you with their notes. Be like, well, if you do this, the fans will vote you off, then we don't have to.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you watch the Peacock, the wild card?
No.
Okay. I will give you a real quick recap of that. So, they did 5 acts. They have a little 30-minute show on Peacock where you had a week to vote. It was Dylan Vangwill, who was the 14-year-old kid on the piano, who was, honestly, because we watched it after the first night of Lives, and honestly, had he been on the first night of Lives, he would have been the number 1 vote getter.
Wow.
He blew everybody else out of the water. I mean, he was amazing. So I have no doubt that he's gonna. I don't know how many of the wild card people are getting through. I think it might only be 1. I don't know, but Honestly, there was a couple of acts that were so good in the wild card that it made me kind of mad that some of the acts that, like the Canine All Stars or the Beyond Belief dancers, like, or even some of the acts when we get to the second night, like the Patrick Kun was like a Shin Lim style magician, the up close card thing.
Yeah,
he was so good. Like, how does he not? How does he get relegated to the wild card?
Yeah.
Storm Large, she was. Mike Goodwin, another one. Like, he's so funny. And then Matt Mauser, he's the one who had the big.
They all had sad stories. Was he the Kobe story?
Yeah, he was the Kobe story.
Oh yeah. Yep.
He was okay. Like, I mean, honestly, I thought he did better than. I mean, I think 4 of the 5 did better than some of the people who made the regular lives.
Okay.
Dylan Vangwell and Patrick Kun, more Dylan Vangwell.
Yeah.
Was so much better that, like, it's almost upsetting that he was a wild card.
Well, maybe they put some of the ones through to the lives just to make it easier to vote them off.
Yeah, it's possible.
Because they don't want to put all these good ones on there and be like, oh, let's throw Sethward on there. He's not going to get many votes.
So they don't have any. They don't have the. Right, that's another one. Like Sethward. Like, seriously. You are wasting fucking space with Sethward by keep bringing him back like 4 times. Like, it's honestly kind of making me angry that he made it to the live show when you watch the wild card and you see somebody who has genuine talent like Patrick Kun or Mike Goodwin not make the live show. You know, make the, you know.
Have you written some strongly worded messages to Sethward via Reddit?
I have not. I've thought about it.
You fucker!
I've thought about it just to see if I could get him to... Because part of me was like, man, if I could get him to react, then I could maybe get him on the podcast. But then another part of me is like, I don't know if I want to deal with him.
Good thing we have the ability to kick people out of our... Can you kick people out of the Zoom chat?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
You should be like, nah, we're done with this guy.
We're the podcast who had Sethward on and kicked him off.
Yeah, think of the publicity you'd get for that.
That could really blow us up.
Yeah.
In a good way or in a bad way. Either way.
Either way.
Yeah, either way. Like,
just getting people talking about it.
We'd be getting a lot of buzz for that.
Yeah. All right. So, night 2 of the lives.
So, believe it or not, guys, I didn't watch this one either.
I watched the highlights this morning before I came over here.
T3. The
really bad Terminator movie?
Well, it you know, I think I would rather watch that than T3 was. They want to be a boy band, but they're definitely in their mid to late 20s.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're like a middle-aged crisis band.
Yeah. I thought they made a really bad song choice.
Yeah, they didn't sound good.
They did not sound really good. The Dotek crew, one of the Korean dance groups that do like anime style or whatever. I just wrote so bored.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't like a lot of the dance stuff. It's not my thing.
Then Johnny Showcase.
Johnny Showcase.
Oh yeah.
I was kind of looking forward to Johnny Showcase.
Yeah.
Because I thought his first performance was pretty funny. I dig the whole vibe, like the whole. I gave it a WTF.
Oh no.
Yeah, he dropped the ball from what he did in his first performance to this one.
Yeah.
Big step backwards.
If you're gonna be funny, be funny.
Yeah.
He had a whole song about like he had a big old octopus on the stage, and like.
He probably was just trying to see what he could get them to pay for production.
Yeah, I mean
I got this song about an octopus. All right, we'll get you an octopus.
I felt like it was one of those things. Is like, the first time they were out there on the auditions, and this is where I'll get to what I was saying. I think before we started with, had there been judge cuts, I don't think Johnny Showcase makes it from the auditions to the lives, because I think he loses in the judge cuts. Because in the first one, it's funny, it's kind of original. The judge cuts, he would have shown up and you would have realized that it isn't a comedy act for him. It is a serious thing for him.
Oh.
Because the first song he did was kind of funny.
Yeah.
The act was kind of funny. But like they don't have the talent to be a straight up funk band. But he wasn't buying into the comedy. He was being pretty serious. So I think had you done Judge Cuts, they would have caught that and been like, yeah, we're not putting you through. Like you don't belong here. And then one of those wild card acts makes it to the lives.
Right.
Yeah. So he really fell apart.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
Tori Vegasy. I wrote that she was the first good performance of the night.
She's the Broadway singer that wants to be a Disney princess.
Yeah.
Okay.
That one.
Okay.
Yeah.
You might have to remind him who these people are.
Good point.
Yeah.
Well, that's what you're here for.
Yeah.
Because you might have to remind me who some of them are too. I just wrote.
I got all my notes if I need to go back.
Yeah. The wife wasn't impressed by her as I was, but I thought she was pretty good. Then I just wrote Heidi and Sophia. I'm guessing I must have had the same reaction to Heidi and Sophia on night 2 that I had to Sophia on night 1.
Okay.
I remember. Do you remember?
Night 1 was better.
I back when I was still in the trailer, you and I would Snapchat each other pictures of judges.
Yep.
Yeah, I was very close to doing it again this time, but Shuffleation.
Shuffleation.
I have no idea how you spelled it, so don't look at my notes.
Shuffle. I can tell you spells right there.
Almost more bored.
Okay.
Another dance group.
Another dance group that was shuffling.
Yeah.
Because apparently shuffling is a form of dancing.
Sure.
I don't know.
Why not?
They were
More dancing than I can do.
Yeah, and I mean, all right. I will also state that for the ones that I'm coming down on, I can't do better. You've made it there. That's better than I can do. More power to you. I'm just saying, as a critic
No
and as an avid watcher of AGT,
Right. Yeah.
and an
yeah.
American.
as an American who's allowed to have an opinion that
Who's
is
got talent?
Well, I've seen. I mean, don't sell yourself too short because I've seen you do the gopher dance.
That's the only way I can dance. It's a Caddyshack gopher.
But I
That's how
mean,
I dance.
that's something.
We should take this podcast on America's Got Talent.
Yeah. Well,
We'll just go out there and we'll sit down and we all just start talking.
just riff on something.
Yeah.
you've got 90 seconds. Shut up. This is going to take about 90 minutes.
3 minutes.
Just
Go.
to get us set up, it's probably gonna take like the whole episode. So
The whole episode will be trying to find batteries.
We have Aiden Bryant. He was the self-taught aerialist.
oh yeah,
on the ring.
Who they showed us his mom would hook the rope up to a tractor and like drive the tractor backwards so that he could go up and down. Like she would sit on the tractor and go forward and backwards so that he could. So
yeah, she'd just be watching him go. Boop, 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 boop.
that's funny.
I thought he
Good
really.
for
I thought
his
he.
mom though.
Yeah.
His mom's
I thought he
supporting him.
really stepped up over the first act, and I was really impressed with the first act. I thought he was really good that night. Then we have the Northwell Nurse Choir.
Okay, I think we know your feelings on these.
On choirs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are not as good as past choirs. They just aren't. I don't care what people say. I know they've got the sob story, and right now because of everything going on, everybody's like, But if you go back to years past where you have like the Detroit Youth Choir, or that youth choir from I don't remember which part of Africa. I think it was South Africa. You've had a couple other choirs that are far superior. Like I felt like the Northwell Nurses just were not. They're not to that level. But because they have the sob story, everybody's like,
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Let's see, who do
And
we got
then
next?
Positive Impact Movement came up next.
Double standard.
Yeah, do you remember them from the first one?
Dancing?
Were those they're the acrobatic like brothers?
Oh, okay.
They're the ones
They're the brothers.
who the first time were like throwing weights back and
Yeah.
forth at each other, and
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Had it been a group of women out there, ripping down to scantily clad and kind of doing some act, they would have been booed off the stage. But because it's guys and they're all boo, yeah, woo.
Yeah.
Dollar bills come flying out of Sophia's hands.
Gotta get the binoculars out.
Yeah. Peter Antonio.
The Mentalist.
Ah, there we go. Okay. Because I just wrote impressive. I forgot what he did.
In the first one or in this one?
This one.
He had all the cans of food
Yes.
with no labels on them. And
He had like 3,000 cans of food
Holy crap.
with no labels.
and actively picked the right ones that people. You have to see the act to really truly understand it, but I thought it was very.
It was good.
Yeah. I know there's a trick to it.
Yeah.
I know there is. But because I'm not in the inner circle.
He even made that kind of like slip up, I think, and he was talking to Simon, where he wanted to say like if he's gonna read what Simon's thinking, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna see if I can persuade Simon to pick the right one.
Oh, yeah.
When he was going for the pineapple in the can, and then as soon as he said persuade, he switched his wording around.
Yeah, but then I wrote Korean Soul. I did not write anything about them, so I must have been at a loss for how to actually talk about them.
They're a vocal group.
It left you
That's
speechless.
pretty much all I got. I don't even remember what they did.
They're a Korean. They're a singer. They're a singing band. They're all Korean. They're like a BTS wannabe.
Yeah, is that the three guys?
No, there's like 5 or 6 of them.
Oh, which one am I thinking of?
There might have even been the one girl in Korean Soul.
Then I don't know which one I'm confused.
No, that was the
Whatever.
dance group. I don't know.
No, because there's the three Koreans that want to be like a boy band. I thought.
No, that's T3, and they're all white men.
No, I don't know. Anywho, I'm not
These
sure what I'm
Korean,
thinking
they're
of.
definitely older, and they still want to be a boy band. But I must have been not overly impressed because I just didn't write anything. I wasn't like they suck, but I wasn't impressed. I just was like, yep.
Yeah.
They were an act.
Josh Blue.
Oh, yeah.
Stopped too early. I would have loved to seen him keep going. He was on a roll. He was great. But
And then
again,
it just ended.
yeah, I have to ask, like, legitimately, what's he doing there?
Yeah. That's a head scratcher. I mean, he's a very active comedian. Like,
Right.
They just
like
needed
it's-
people, I guess, for the.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not mad that he's there because he was one of the better acts of the night and he's really funny. But at the same time, it's like I feel like there's a spot for people who don't have an active career already.
Yeah,
You know?
absolutely.
And I'm not going to say that he's in one of the, he doesn't need the money. I don't know, because I don't know what his financials are. He's not like a Jerry Seinfeld level comedian. Like, I mean, he's still a probably touring, doing 200 nights a year comedian.
Yeah, in small comedy clubs.
Just going from city to city, probably getting some guest spots here or there. But I don't imagine he's not selling out arenas. He's he's probably just packing the small comedy clubs but he's good.
Yeah.
And he's got a career, so it just makes me wonder if he deserves to be there.
Yeah.
Then we get to Victory Brinker,
The child opera singer.
who got the unnecessary 5-person golden buzzer.
Yeah.
Kid act and opera, 2 massive strikes against her.
Fair enough.
Still pretty good, though. Not my kind of music or anything, but
Yeah,
Like to see what the future holds for her.
Can't wait till she rebels against her family and stops doing opera altogether.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the end of night 1. Or I guess technically night 2.
Yeah.
But night 1 of the... So now we're on to the results.
Eliminations.
So, for the Duncan save, Korean Soul
Okay.
versus T3
Okay.
versus Tori Vegas.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll come back.
Okay.
Keep that in mind.
All right.
All right.
He's already forgotten.
Yeah.
Tori, who now?
Terminator Arnold.
The first up, Northwell Nurses versus Shufflelution.
Okay. Nurses.
I feel like you could see it in the face of a couple of the girls on Shufflelution.
Yeah.
Because the Northwell Nurses, and so they come walking out, and then Shufflelution, and the light goes on them, and you just see a couple of the girls just go.
You could just see the
They knew.
They knew, like
the head fall. Like, God damn it, we're out.
That's
yeah,
funny.
they were like,
They should have just walked off stage then.
honestly, like I would have, like, them, yeah, right, okay. They don't ever tell you. They say it's random order. They say so. They don't tell you who was the number 1 vote getter.
Mm-hmm.
Compared to they only tell you who the 6, 7, 8 vote getter was. So I do wonder how they mix up the votes, but and I'd love to see one night where they're like, here's the vote breakdown 1 through,
Yeah, I wonder just with that too, like how many of these actually went through. Like, you think how many people are like, all these nurses are amazing?
Yeah, I don't know.
Just like, oh, this is such a good story. Let's keep cramming it down people's throats.
I didn't write down the special guest on this one. I know they brought back the Clairvoyants, that one group that just keeps coming back every year.
Okay. Yeah.
The French ones. I think they're a husband and wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty good. They brought them back.
Okay.
And they did every time you see them, you're just like, how are they doing it? The straight up magicians,
Mm-hmm.
I know it's a trick, it's a sleight of hand.
Yeah.
I know they're doing something with their hand
Mm-hmm.
where they're making you look over here
Mm-hmm.
when you should be looking over here.
Yeah.
The mentalist, I don't get how they do it.
Yeah. Those are
Because they're like, pick anything out of a hat, pick a number, not even a number, like pick a color,
Mm-hmm.
and then write it down.
Yeah.
And then then she's over on the side and she's like, turquoise. Like, how are they? Like, I don't.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I don't understand how they do that. I don't.
Yeah.
I know it's probably some sort of like
Morse code electric signal scan.
Well, I know the one guy showed it how he kind of tricked people into where like he had the video beforehand and like he showed like a picture of an orange and had a sun and like just kind of like subliminally like planted the ideas. So there must be something along those lines.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But it's when they're like, when they walk over and they hand the sealed envelope that's in a box to Simon and then walk over and do their whole act. And then they're like, oh, Simon, open that envelope. And like he opens the box, pulls out the envelope, rips open the envelope, and they're like, this is exactly what we said you're gonna. That I don't know how they do.
Yeah.
I really don't.
Yeah.
Like. But anyway, that's the only special act I remember from that night.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
I watched clips of everybody and then I just looked at who went on because I was kind of in a rush.
Yeah. Then we had
More than I did.
I feel like I had my notebook.
Then the Victory. So now it was Victory Brinker versus Aiden Bryant.
Okay.
Little Girl Opera versus Self-Taught Aerialist.
Let's do self-taught aerialist.
Trick question again.
Ah!
It was
should've
both.
known.
They both go on.
I thought he deserved it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
He disagrees with the children going through, though.
Yeah, not a big fan of kids.
Hmm.
I think we all know our thoughts on those.
So
Those
the next
things.
the next group up was Peter Antonio,
Okay.
the mentalist,
Yep.
versus Positive Impact.
Okay. Peter Antonio.
The right choice. Absolutely.
Right. Trick question. They both went home.
They did that one year in the lives, and people lost their shit online. Where, like...
And it's going through, neither of you both suck!
Because it's one thing to do that in the judge cuts,
Yeah.
but to do it on the live show, people there were so many articles on like Yahoo News the next day about how horrible that was.
That is pretty cruel.
Like, I don't think they'll do that again because there were a lot of people pretty angry. All right, so then now we've got the Dotech crew.
Yep.
Josh Blue.
Yep.
And Johnny Showcase.
Okay. I'm gonna guess Josh Blue.
That's a pretty easy one.
Yeah.
So you're doing pretty good on this picking, except for the trick questions.
Yeah, the trick questions gonna get tripped up, but
all
A,
right.
B, or all of the above.
So now we are to the Duncan save.
yes.
So we're back to Korean Soul.
Yeah.
The 4 or 5 person Korean boy band versus T3. The 3 middle-aged. I'm just gonna keep making them older. By the time we're done talking, they're all gonna be in their 80s.
They're probably realistically like 20.
Well,
22.
I would say 25 to 28, but
Okay.
they're definitely older than 20.
Oh.
So you got Korean Soul, T3, and Tori Vegasy.
Okay.
One of them's getting the instant save.
All right.
Who's getting the instant save?
Tori.
Ooh, look at that.
Oof. And
So now we're to the judges again.
yeah.
So you've got T3,
Yeah.
a band that they all the judges said, we like you,
Yep.
but you made a terrible song choice.
Okay.
Versus Korean Soul,
Mm-hmm.
who they genuinely all kind of liked.
Yeah.
And they did the Armageddon song, right?
I don't remember
I
what
don't
they
even
said.
remember what they did.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna guess them. Probably the Korean one. Got
Okay.
saved.
The judges took the cheap way out again.
Oh, jeez.
But you're right. The Korean Soul did go through.
Okay.
But yeah, for the second week in a row, the judges took the cheap way out. And the exact same thing. Simon gets it. Simon was the 4th one, and he just went. Like, I think he was going to vote Korean Soul and just have them go through. Mm-hmm. But he was like, oh, wait, it was 2-1? Yeah, T3.
Yeah, I'm going to vote for this one, and we'll leave it up to America to decide.
Yeah.
I wonder why they do that.
That way, if people are pissed, they're not mad at them.
Yeah.
They're mad at
Well,
America.
but I mean, at that point, just leave it up to America.
Yeah, if you're gonna
Like,
keep
if you just
pussing
keep-
out about it,
Right. So, like, they need to add a 5th judge.
Yeah.
Or drop back to 3 judges.
Ask Terry then for his opinion.
Yeah.
Leave it up to Terry.
Yeah, bring him in for the deciding vote.
What are they going to do? Get mad at him? No one's going to try to start anything with Terry.
Fuck no.
No, because even the Positive Impact crew was small compared to Tori. So,
One of those boy band members is
Yeah.
going to go up to Terry and try to fight him for picking against them.
Yeah, you don't want those problems.
Yeah, he'll take on all 3 at once.
pick up one of them and use him to beat the other 2 to death.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like a lot of the choices were correct then.
I would say overall in both nights, like, I wasn't mad about the people who got sent. Like, this year, I was more mad about the fact that some of them made it to that point.
Yeah.
But all the people who shouldn't have been there
Are gone.
Right.
Like, I know, like, I'm against the Kid Acts, but whatever. I mean, they are what they are, but I don't think, like, in the Victory Brinker and 8, I would have been mad. That one I would have been mad about if Victory Brinker had made it over Aiden Bryant, because I thought Aiden Bryant stepped it up so much over his first performance that, like, he absolutely deserved to go through. Where I'm not sure Victory Brinker deserves to be there. Mm-hmm. But from a certain standpoint, like, she has a level of talent,
right? Right,
that is far beyond her 10-year-old self.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see with the next group coming through.
Yeah.
Because is it one more live and then the semifinals?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not gonna let you down for those.
They did show the list of who's coming up, and it seemed like the third night was one of the stronger nights.
Okay.
So there might be a little bit more like, what the fuck? I can't believe you sent them home.
Yeah.
Although Michael Winslow did make the live.
I was gonna say, how far is he gonna go?
I don't know. And the same thing.
They did say, I don't think he covered, was his name Songbird?
Yeah,
Bluebird?
Yeah, they did.
She backed out.
I saw that on her Instagram, actually.
Yeah, Nightbird.
That's her name.
I was creeping on her.
Nightbird had to
You do what
back
you
out
gotta
because it was
Health-
just
health issues.
The health issues.
Yeah.
And I don't blame her. I
No.
mean, you can't.
She did appear via Zoom and then talked to him. And
Oh,
everything.
okay. That's cool.
Yeah, so I mean, it just when it comes down to your health over a game show,
Yeah.
Go for the game show.
Go for that.
I mean,
Fuck your health.
Yeah.
I
This is a
assume,
once in a lifetime
My health
opportunity.
sucks. I could win $1 million.
I assume that she probably got enough media coverage and enough, like talked about that whatever, if she had been hurting financially or healthcare wise, that there's been enough people who stepped up and, donated or
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think
so.
so.
And hopefully, next year she's maybe healthy and maybe they'll let her come back next year, and they'll be like, you're right through the lives already, or
Yeah.
I don't know, but
Or if not, they'll be dedicating the next season to her.
oh wow,
Oh,
I guess
wow.
that's-
Okay.
okay,
Fly,
so
little birdie, fly.
so as you go throughout your life, America, remember to not be Jeremy.
True.
Worst people you could be.
Pick better songs, and you'll go through. Don't decide to do something far beyond your ability, or just make really bad choices when it comes to lives. And remember that stupid never walks alone.
Oh, yeah.